Ever wondered how to manage a wedding guest list efficiently? Well, think no more. The importance of managing a wedding guest list cannot be overstated. It's the blueprint for your big day, the roadmap guiding you through the whirlwind of wedding planning. A well-managed guest list paves the way for a smooth, stress-free wedding. It helps you stay organized, keep track of RSVPs, dietary restrictions, and even the gifts you receive. It's not just a list of names, it's a key that unlocks the door to a well-planned and memorable celebration. But how do you manage one efficiently? How do you ensure that everyone you hold dear is included, while also sticking to your budget and venue constraints? It may seem like a daunting task, but with the right approach, it can be simpler than you think. So, are you ready to discover the secrets of efficient wedding guest list management? First and foremost, understand your budget and venue capacity. You see, these two factors set the stage for your wedding guest list. They're like the boundaries within which your guest list must fit. Your budget is the financial boundary, dictating how many people you can afford to host. On the other hand, your venue capacity is the physical boundary, determining how many people can comfortably fit in your chosen space. Striking a balance is key here. You might want to invite everyone you've ever known, but if your budget or venue can't accommodate them, you'll have to make some tough decisions. It's all about finding the sweet spot between your heart's desires and practical realities. So before you start jotting down names, take a good look at your budget and venue. See what they can accommodate and plan accordingly. Always remember, your budget and venue dictate your guest list, not the other way around. Now, let's prioritize your guests. When it comes to managing your wedding guest list, one of the most critical steps is prioritizing your guests. This process isn't about deciding who's important and who's not. Rather, it's about understanding your relationship with each person and determining the role they play in your life. Think of this as creating tiers of guests. The first tier could include immediate family members and closest friends, those who have been with you through thick and thin. These are the people you can't imagine not being there on your special day. The second tier might consist of extended family, work colleagues, and friends you're not as close to, but still hold a special place in your heart. The third tier could be acquaintances, friends you haven't caught up with in a while, and so on. Why is this categorization important, you might ask? Well, sometimes due to budget constraints or venue capacity, you might need to trim down your guest list. Having your guests categorized in this way can make these difficult decisions a little easier. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by a list of names, you'll have a clear idea of the people who absolutely need to be there, those you would like to be there, and those you can, regrettably, do without. Remember, this isn't about ranking people in order of importance. It's about acknowledging the reality of your situation and making the best decision you can. It's about ensuring that the most significant people in your life are there to witness your commitment to the love of your life. And don't forget, those who can't be physically present can still be part of your day in other ways. You could live stream the ceremony or send them a special message or memento from the day. By prioritizing your guests, you ensure the most important people in your life get to share your special day. Navigating the world of plus ones and children at weddings can be tricky, but with a little guidance, you can set boundaries that work for you and your guests. Let's start with plus ones. It's important to establish a clear rule for this, as it can significantly impact your guest count. One common approach is to only allow plus ones for guests who are married, engaged, or in a long-term relationship. Alternatively, you might decide to only offer plus ones to guests who won't know many other people at the wedding. Whatever rule you choose, make sure it's consistent. This will make it easier to explain your decision to any guests who might question it. Now, on to children. Deciding whether to invite children to your wedding is a personal choice and can depend on a variety of factors. If you have many family members or friends with children, or if you have children of your own, you might feel it's important to include them. On the other hand, if you're aiming for a more formal or adult-oriented atmosphere, you might choose to make your wedding adults only. If you do decide to invite children, consider having activities or a separate space for them. This can help keep them entertained and allow their parents to enjoy the celebration. If you choose not to invite children, be clear and kind in communicating this to your guests. Remember, these are your decisions to make. Don't feel pressured to invite plus ones or children if it doesn't align with your vision for your day. It's important to be upfront with your guests about these decisions, and most will understand that they're made with the best intentions. Misunderstandings can arise, but they can usually be resolved with open and honest communication. If a guest is upset about your decision, try to explain your reasoning in a considerate and understanding way. Remember, it's your day. You set the rules. Your wedding should reflect your preferences and values, and your guests are there to celebrate you and your partner. So make the choices that feel right for you, and don't be afraid to stand by them. In the digital age, managing your guest list can be a breeze with the right tools. Imagine a virtual assistant that takes care of all the nitty-gritty details, from tracking RSVPs to noting dietary preferences, and even planning seating arrangements. Yes, that's right. The technology of today has made it possible. There are numerous apps and digital platforms available that can streamline your wedding planning process. They help you keep everything organized in one place, providing easy access to your guest list at the touch of a button. No more shuffling through stacks of paper or trying to decipher scribbled notes. You can even send out digital invitations, allowing guests to RSVP online and specify their meal choices. This not only reduces paper waste, but also simplifies the tracking process. And when it comes to arranging the seating plan, you can effortlessly drag and drop names around a virtual table layout. Embrace technology, and you'll save time and avoid potential headaches. So, we've covered quite a bit about managing your wedding guest list efficiently. Let's take a moment to recap and tie all the information together. Firstly, we talked about understanding your budget and venue. Remember, your budget will define your guest count, and your venue will set the tone for your wedding. Next, we discussed prioritizing your guests. We know it can be tough to decide who makes the cut, but remember, it's your day. So, choose the people who matter most to you. We also touched on managing plus ones and children. Remember, it's okay to set boundaries. It's your big day after all. Lastly, we highlighted the advantage of using technology. An online guest list manager can be a real game changer, making the process smoother and less stressful. With these tips in hand, you're ready to manage your wedding guest list like a pro. Happy planning!